This is not just the busiest commercial border crossing between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Torkham is the main gateway for NATO to bring supplies into Afghanistan and is therefore a main target of the Taliban. This road is considered to be NATO's lifeline, and if the Taliban makes good on their promise, the NATO mission in Afghanistan will face difficulties. That is because the bulk of their supplies come through Pakistan. Torkham is one of the few crossing points Afghanistan has with Pakistan that can handle food and fuel supplies and heavy military equipment, goods which aren't easily airlifted.
We want to damage NATO financially and militarily. For us, any road used to supply trucks will be targeted. We've been disturbing them on this road. The Mujahideen of Pakistan, who share our ideology, are already harassing them on the other side.
NATO downplays the threat, saying if anything, the Taliban would only be able to block the road for a limited time, and NATO has substantial reserves. But that apparent optimism hasn't stopped it from concluding an agreement with Russia for an alternative road supply line.
We have concluded a final agreement with the Russians about a very large amount of non-lethal equipment, which is all we need from the Russians. And it's a very good agreement. But of course, Russia doesn't directly border Afghanistan, so we're now following through by further agreements with the neighbouring countries.
NATO may also need to secure the immediate area surrounding the Torkham crossing on Pakistan's side, the strategically vital Khyber Pass. In March, as many as 40 trucks carrying fuel for NATO forces were destroyed in bomb attacks on the Pakistani side of the border. Authorities have not ruled out the Taliban being involved. Some believe groups on either side of the border are coordinating their attacks to interrupt the supply lines.
The Taliban on both sides of the border are allies. In the reality, they are members of the same movement.
The Afghan government has dismissed the threats from the Taliban, but still aren't taking chances. They've stepped up security in this rugged terrain to prevent attacks.
This road is like blood that keeps a human alive. It is an important highway for NATO, the Afghan government and the world. If there are problems, the lives of Afghans will become worse.
Torkham's strategic location is also highlighted by the fact that Afghanistan, Pakistan and the United States located their first joint intelligence center here. But the border is open and almost unregulated. Thousands cross along it without checks. The 6-hour journey from here at Torkham to the Afghan capital Kabul is relatively short, but it is a dangerous one, and is one that is crucial for NATO in sustaining its mission. Zeina, Khodr, Jazeera, Eastern Afghanistan.